So, you want to get started with Path of Exile, but you don't want to look up a build guide which tells you what to do in each and every step? Well, if you watch this video, I will show you how to get started, build your own foundation, which you can get your first character started with. Let's go! Now, when it comes to starting Path of Exile, it obviously starts where most games start, picking a class. Now, there are 6 classes in Path of Exile. There is a 7th one, but you need to unlock that, so I'm not going to talk about it. Every class is different on 2 things. One being the main stat, which they use. The second thing on which they are differentiated is where they start on the skill tree. Now, what I mean by that is we have this giant skill tree, which is the same for every single character. Only difference being is the starting location. Now, this is for the Ranger, for the Shadow, for the Witch, for the Templar, for the Marauder, and for the Duelist. And this is for the Scion, which is the unlockable 7th character. The part of the tree, this looks extremely hard to navigate at first sight because this is huge, but once you get the idea of how this skill tree is set up, you're going to be navigated much easier. The main idea is, again, the attribute. So this part of the tree is centered around dexterity, projectiles, and bow passives. This part of the tree has both dexterity and intelligence nodes on it, things with traps and some critical strike passives. This part of the tree is mostly about spellcasting, intelligence, and different kind of elemental damage bonuses. This part of the tree also has elemental damage bonuses with caster, but it also has some weapon-based stuff with dex. This part of the tree is heavily centered around having more life, more armor, more physical weapon damage. And this part is mostly about melee weapons and dexterity, strength, and every part of the tree has life. If you look at this top bar on the skill tree, there is a search function which you can just put in life, and every single glowing notable passive has some sort of life in it. Now, if you want to look at, for example, projectile, which is going to be the base, you'll see that most of them are in this triangle, but you can obviously find some here. But as you can see, the left part of the tree and the top part of the tree has barely any. Now, if we only see passives in this huge skill tree, then how are we going to get our active skills? And the answer to that is active skill gems. Path of Exile skill gems look something like this. This is an active skill gem called Caustic Arrow. And just under the name you can see the tags, and these are like the easiest way to describe the skill. It is an attack, it is projectile based, it has an area of effect, it has duration, it has chaos damage, and it is a bow skill. These are the most basic things to know about this. The rest is kind of just stats and flavor text explaining how the skill works. If you want to use these, you just put it in your socket, which is appropriate color, and then you can immediately use it. Now, the great thing about this is this doesn't need to be in the weapon. If you have green sockets in your helm, you can just put it in there and you will be able to use it. But as you can see, our helm's sockets are not connected, they are not linked, but the weapons are. What this does is we are allowed to use support gems. These are basically additive, like bonuses to your active skill gems. If the tags on your support gems match at least one tag on your active skill, they should be able to support, but as an extra bonus, if you go to your support, you'll see supportable skills, and you'll see a small green check mark next to Caustic Arrow. Here we can look at the skills text. This is before adding the support skill, putting it next to it, and we have the arrows pierce 2 targets now. See, it went right through the target, so that's about it. You can see more detailed explanations about the game here, and see you later.